Thank you for opening up this sacred space so we can question and answer, expand awareness, expand wisdom, expand understanding. We were talking the other day about this idea of this change of timelines, and I placed that question in our circle. What is the meaning around this? And there was an answer starting to rise, and we were interrupted. So I placed this question again at the altar of our communication. What you understood that day is that the timeline shift that many are speaking about is frequency. There are many timelines, there have been many timelines, always. But it is true that at this time, in this timeline of Earth, there is a splitting in a sense. There is a choice point. There has never been such a strong condensation of energy, of light. And with this light comes also a deepening of darkness, or a revealing of it. The contrasts are strong. Like at noon when the sun is at its highest point in the sky, the shadow is deep and long. And so it's a bit the same thing that's happening in your world in this time, what you call time. And so this shifting, these two choice points, you must be careful of not falling into more fear frequency. A lot of what is being transmitted engages fear in the body. And we ask you to be more and more cognizant of how your body feels in front of informations. This is going to be part of the new timeline, the new choice point of what's going to be directing you. Will you be able to sense what is right, what is good for your heart? And to be able to do this, you must be embodied and connected with the heart system, what we call the body technology. And this is a time in this moment where your technology is coming fully online. As your human technology, invented technology, is expanding quickly, your human embodied technology is also expanding quickly. What we would say is actually it is returning to its original blueprint. There is more and more capacity to receive, to remember, to retrieve. You're seeing blue light as we say this to you, and you can feel it in your body. This is you sensing and feeling the frequency of this transmission. This interesting blue, is it not? Colors are frequencies of information. Timelines are frequencies of information. Choice points are frequencies. Everything is frequency. And so when some of your teachers or prophets or mediums, what you will call them, will speak of this choice point arising, it is just this. There are always choices being made, but there is, in a sense, crossroad indeed, or a fork in the road. But none will be left behind. There's no narrative that we want you to hang on to, this narrative of division and chosen ones and left behind. These are narratives that feed the fear body, that keep you entranced in the division frequency, which is also a choice. There is no wrong or good in that. But it is a frequency that creates much suffering in your experience. And so we invite you to be careful in a sense of feeling and sensing how there is a narration being made right now that can envelop you in even more fear. And so we invite you to really listen to your bodies and your hearts and follow what feels good, what feels open, what feels true, what feels aligned. This is not spiritual bypassing. We're not asking you to avoid the darkness and not look at it. It is far from that, is it not? There has never been so much, it seems, capacity to see darkness as there is now in your world. But we are inviting you as you witness darkness, and we've spoken of this before, that when you witness or decide to look at it in order to transmute it or integrate it, alchemize it, you must first come from a place of stability and coherence. And this technology resides in your heart breath. It resides in this breath that was given to you as the most simple of gifts and yet the most powerful. And the capacity to return to your heart center, your heart sanctuary. And this is the exact place where we meet. We tell you again and again, and you know now. And the more you are able to return there, the easier it becomes, does it not? It seems almost as if you are just speaking to yourself, seated on the sofa, and you are indeed just doing that. And yet somehow you're feeling that as we speak together, through you, with you, as us, as we, your heart expands. And so this feeling sense is your information. It is your compass to direct you, to continue directing you in the timeline that you choose, which is your bliss, your joy, your coherence. And so some of you are choosing, following the compass of fear. And it is leading you into timelines and frequencies of fear. There is no bad or good in this narration. It's different experiencings. There is no one left behind. There is no one better than others. It is different experiencing. You are such sovereign beings here in this plane. You must know this, and you do know this, and you are remembering this. But this remembrance of sovereignty, with sovereignty comes choice, and there always have been. But now in your world, there is such a momentum of sovereignty, intentionality, that choice points are becoming, it seems, so polarized. And so this is what some of your teachers speak of. It is not another place. It is not a rapture. It is not others coming from other dimensions to pick you up and take you away, though it could be an interesting narrative. It is you picking yourself up and choosing the frequency that you decide to live with. Not bypassing whatever other frequencies are present, but choosing again and again to come back to the technology of the heart and trusting it and getting to know it again, to become intimate with the power of your hearts. Your hearts are so much more than a pump You know this now. But they are even so much more than what you imagine as being magnetic centers. They are a center of alchemy. And they can take everything in and transmute everything. And you see the image now of mushrooms in your mind. And we agree that there's something of that, as mushrooms are able also to take corpses and rot and create life with them. Without mushrooms, there would be no life on your planet. So yes, this image coming into your mind can help your body understand what we are trying to convey, which is beyond even your experience of being human. So you are not able yet to conjure these images of what the truth is. But you are expanding your understanding. And you are feeling mostly what we are speaking of. And this is the technology that has never left you. Though your images might be restrained because they are connected to your rationality, your feeling sense in the body is never lying and is always capable in the heart space to connect with all the dimensions, even those that your body does not yet understand. And your heart is capable of great, great alchemy. We say these words again to you. This is indeed the place of magic. This is where lead is turned into gold. And so this is a time of the rising of the magician in you, the one who is capable of holding polarity, of knowing darkness and light. You were listening to one of your teachers earlier speak of light bodies, and we would add to the teaching that the light body is perhaps not the right word for you, as it creates some kind of division, light, dark. We would say to you the body is actually an expanded wisdom body. It is an integration of more polarity and therefore more oneness, and therefore a frequency that you would call higher, but we would say is more full of information, therefore is more wise. And so this is what is happening to you all in this time. What you call the light body is actually embodied wisdom, more and more expansion of awareness and consciousness, understanding. And we remind you this word, what you asked when you woke up one morning with that word in your mind. You found the meaning of this word, to stand within. And it is this that is happening to your bodies on all dimensions, but of course your physical body, which is an avatar of light. Your beautiful physical bodies that are condensed light and avatars of light. And we show you, as we say this to you, that indeed when you go deep, deep into the deepest of atoms and the deepest and smallest particles of matter, you expand into the void, what you call the void, what is full and empty at once, as it contains every potential. And it is this above and below concept. Your bodies are actually universes, aren't they not? They are fulfilled light, and they are avatars of consciousness, expanding consciousness through the experience of density. And so in this moment in time, this timeline, these shifts of timeline, it is that many of you are asking for more and yearning for more embodiment, more awareness of light in the body. And as you experience yourself in the body and as light beings, You expand awareness and wisdom and consciousness, and therefore expand what you call the light body. And with this, a frequency arises, like another, yes, indeed, another, what you call, yes, the road, the outer route. It is another one that's created through the awareness of many, the yearning of many to expand, to walk with more wisdom in this plane, because there is so much more light and understanding. And we showed you the other day when we spoke about those who you feel are still sleeping, and how there's no need for you to try and wake them up. That by actually expanding awareness and entering it and understanding your frequency, fulfilling it, the more and more you do this, you entrain with others who are in the same frequency. And this entrains the planet, the world. And of course some will resist, some will, and it is part of nature. It is part of your existence here. But there's no need to worry about anyone being left behind. These are old stories of good and evil. This is part of your plane and dimension, but it is not the truth when there is such a unity in other dimensions of wisdom. But in this dimension, in this plane, indeed, there is a play of light and shadow. You understand this now, that this light, this shadow, is a reflection of your nature as humans. And as you are able to understand these polarities, to stand within them through the portal of the heart, not detached, embodied, you alchemize these polarities. And yes, indeed, what you are seeing as we say this is that a third element emerges. And this third element is something beautiful and new. It is a new experience, and you have all experienced this before in moments of contemplation, of surrender, fractions of seconds perhaps for some, flints, movements, where you have sensed in your body this, what you call oneness, peace, this point of embodied polarity, coming together through the heart. You have all experienced this as children. Now, as you are sovereign adults, becoming more and more capable of holding light and dark together, you are able now to leave the home of your parents and to experience yourself in a more expanded state. And this is the time. And there is a quickening, but you are supported in this. And you are respected in your sovereignty. Your teachers have said this. The true teachers have always said this. Because this is great truth. Your sovereignty, your choice, is the foundation of your experience here. And so We offer this to you. Remember this. We are here and we are legions, and you can ask to be assisted and supported as you did just now when you sat and through the voice technology cohered with us through your heart and through your will and invited communion